Now let's make a fun fold card. I have an S here for scrap, so we need basic white, that's a scrap. And our other scraps are Blushing Bride, scrap, and Real Red. So those are our 3 scraps, okay? Now I'm going to slide these over. The base of our card is 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then we have another piece that measures 3 1/4 by 8 1/2. Basic white, 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, Snail Mail Designer Series paper, 3 by 4. And then we have 2 scraps, or no, 2 strips. You only need 1, but I have an extra just in case I mess up. So this measures 4 by 1/2 inch. This is for our greeting. Where are we going to start? This is our card base. And then I'm moving all these out of the way. So we're going to pretend that I have my Simply Scored scoring tool, and we're going to score this piece at 4 1/4. So it's just going to get scored right in half, okay? And it's going to go right there, okay? So I'm going to turn this over and put liquid glue here. Now if this exceeds past this, take your trimmer and snip it just like a 1/16 of an inch, okay? And the reason I'm using liquid glue is so that if I position this, if I get it in the wrong spot, I can slide it, okay? If you use your other adhesive, once you put it down, it's stuck. Unless the adhesive don't work real well. Okay, so give that a second to dry. Let's go ahead and stamp. So we're going to set that aside for a few minutes. And we're going to take our scrap of basic white and our little strip here. We're using, oh, I forgot to tell y'all what we were using. We're using the Lots of Heart bundle. So that's the Lots of Heart stamp set and the Mini Hearts dies. And because this is a photopolymer stamp set, and this image is full, not an outline, you really do want to use your Stampin' mat when you're stamping with this image, okay? So we're using 3 of the images out of this stamp set. Real Red ink. And I hope this cooperates because I just re-inked it. So hopefully it's not going to be all globbity gloop. It might be. We might have to stamp this image a couple times. Oh, thanks, Mary. Yeah. Okay. Whoa, that's really dark. We'll stamp it one more time. Sometimes when it dries a little differently. So, yeah, nah, we'll use this one. That's what I get for re-inking. Don't re-ink your ink pads right before you go live because then the ink is super juicy. Yeah. Okay, don't freak out. Watch this. Here's what I do when I have too much ink. I just take a piece of paper and get some of that out. See, I put too much ink on it when I was, wow, that's a nice background. I'm saving that. Okay, I saw a squirrel. So this greeting here, now I don't normally stamp setting down. So I might have to stamp this again because I can't see. Did I get it? No, part of the F is missing. Yeah, I woke up in the middle of the night last night thinking about everything, and then I couldn't go back to sleep, and it's like, ugh. Okay. much better. And then the other greeting, we're going to wait and stamp that once our card's assembled because I could mess it up. So now we will close this. We're going to take this and this. These are the 3 dies we're using. All 3 are in the mini hearts. So we're going to cut out a blushing bride. Hold on, let me think. What are we doing? We're cutting out this blushing bride. We're cutting out, see, if y'all look at these, you might say, what in the world? I got 2 of the same die. This one just cuts the outline. And the way you can tell is because it has these 4 holes. So that just cuts the outline. So we're going to cut the outline with that one. And then we're going to cut our heart with this one. Okay? So we're going to get our little mini machine. Okay, so, oh, ruh-roh. I need this piece to be 3.5 inches so that it will fit in my machine. So let me back up for just a second and trim this down to 3.5. Okay, now. I just added a little teeny tiny bit of washi tape just to hold it down. This is what we should call it, little mighty machine. Okay, so here's that one. Now we're going to cut out this one. That does not require any washi tape because it doesn't matter where it cuts on the real red cardstock. Okay, so here's our outline. Awesome. Okay, one more. Ruh-roh. Y'all heard that, right? Somebody remind me when we're done to pick my die up off the floor. I don't want to get up now. Okay. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. I'm going to move this out of the way. Get all of our pieces back in here. I love gingham. I still have some gingham ribbon that Stampin' Up had years and years and years ago. I still probably have like 5 rolls of it because I love it so much. Okay, so now for assembling parts of this, I'm going to add this outline to this heart to cover up that white edge. Okay, we're going to use a little paintbrush because I'm going to tell y'all I'm going to use liquid glue. I dried out my fine tip glue pen again. I just can't help it. Okay, so I've turned the heart over and now I'm just going to brush on some liquid glue. I have done this before. It's been a while because I saw somebody else do it and I thought, oh, that's so brilliant. It wasn't a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. It was on a different paper crafter business. But anyway, it works. I think that should be enough, but let's The ticket, of course, is adding it before the other side dries out, right? You could use the adhesive sheets. Let's not forget about those. I still haven't found mine, so I'm not buying another set. They're here somewhere. Okay, so now I'm just going to hold it and let it dry. Oh, that's a great question. So Patricia says, what is the difference between gingham, checked, and plaid? I think plaids are straight lines, right? I don't know. Don't ask me. Somebody else can answer you. I do know what houndstooth is, and I do know what gingham is. Houndstooth I remember because of a coat that I had when I was in my early 20s that my husband made me finally get rid of because he hated it. I loved it. I still wish I had it. Of course, it would only fit like half of my body, but okay, I'm just wiping the glue off because I don't want to ruin my paintbrush. So just a baby wipe. Now let's get our card back over here. And this white piece is going to get added right there. So I'm going to turn that over and add liquid glue. I know a couple of y'all asked me about the inauguration today, if I was still going live, and I'm like, hey, regular everyday people have to go to work and work, so I'm not taking off. I'm working. Plus, if we want to catch any of it, it'll be on TV later, the recording and what have you. So my husband and I are both working. Okay, let that dry for a second. And now this is going to fold over like that. So our designer series paper is going to go here, but we're going to first add some ribbon to it. So I'm using the beautiful polka dot tulle ribbon. Thank goodness this is in our catalog still. We used to have a lot more ribbon in our catalog, and we don't now. So sometimes white has to be my go-to color because we don't have all the colors. We do have red that would go with this, but then the red would blend in too much. So got my scissors. Oh, that's not the right place. Okay, now we're going to clean this up. Where's the tail? Huh. Oh, there it is. It's hiding from me. That looks good, right? Yeah. So you want it towards the bottom, okay? And then it's going to get attached here. So this time I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal because I don't want to get liquid glue on my ribbon. And since y'all know I have 2 left feet, I would be getting glue on my ribbon. Okay, so there's that. Now, we're going to add this to the center of that. And I'm not actually popping it up, so I'm just going to use my liquid glue and add it in the middle. Okay, so now I'm going to take, oh wait, I almost forgot a step. Let me rewind. We're going to need the banners pick-up punch. Yeah, and we're going to use this one. You can use either one you want, and we're going to flag the ends, okay? You want to leave enough room to put your little heart embellishments. So a little bit more. And now this end. Okay. So I want to go in about half an inch. Hopefully y'all can see that. I'm angling it. Oh, nope, need more. That's good. Now we're going to add our little heart, resin hearts. I love these things. And guys, you can use these year round. You always want to give love and hearts to people. This is not just a Valentine embellishment. You can use this. I love them. It's my favorite embellishment. Everybody needs hearts right now. Even if you're just saying, oh, they're not symmetrical, but it's okay. Not the end of the world, right? Now we're going to take the mini dimensionals and we're going to place them on the back. Now you get to decide, do you want to pop up this layer or do you want it flat? I want mine flat, so I'm just going to put adhesive on this side. Trying to make it so that there's equal distance from the top and the bottom. And then now we're going to add the outside greeting. Voila! Okay, so now for the inside of the card, it opens up just like that. So if you want to add an additional greeting, I'm going to do that, but let's hope I don't mess up. I shouldn't have spoke those words because sometimes I tell my kids that if you say it, then you've just made it happen. You want to make sure you stamp it where it's going to get covered up. So you don't want it in the center of the card because it could quite possibly be seen over here. You know what I mean? Okay. Thank you. So here's the earlier version. Oh, I forgot to use my bone folder. So if you use your bone folder, I hear you, Bella. Burnish it, and then it folds flat, okay? Yeah. So let's see. Open it up just like that. You could even add some additional hearts on the inside because this stamp set has this little heart here. Oh, these flowers will be pretty in there too. Yeah.